Welcome back to the morning show here on Arise News with me, Katira King. My next guest, Olawunmi Olashore, is the founder of food and beverage company, Shore. Shore produces nutritious products that are free from refined sugar, additives, and harmful preservatives. Their line of products include nut milks, energy balls, and nut butters in several flavors. Today, Olawunmi tells us exactly why she's building a food brand that delivers nutritious and delicious products that consumers can enjoy on a daily basis. Good morning, Olawunmi. How are you?
I'm very well, thanks.
I mean, a little bit more excitement than this, honey. Your nut milks and butters are supposed to provide energy. Where's all your energy?
Right here. I'm just trying to get into it.
Now, talk to me about these delectable goodies that I see on the table in front of me. They are multicolored milks. Let's first start with what sort of milk you are using that is producing a beautiful pink concoction, or nuts you're using, rather.
Okay, so those are our nut milks. Our nut milks are made with cashew nuts. We've gone for cashews because they're locally grown in Nigeria, and Nigeria is one of the highest producers of cashew in the world. We've gone for cashews because they're easily accessible. We have a lot of it in Nigeria.
Right.
And we wanted to do something different, but very Nigerian. So we've gone, the reason why they're different colors, I will explain. Okay, so we have 4 different varieties. We have the classic one. This is the one you will have with your cereals, your oats.
Right.
And this has some...
So I'm assuming that's the
That's the
plain
first one, the classic one.
So that's this one here?
Then the yellow one has turmeric in it. So the turmeric, cinnamon, for a spicier...
Turmeric is also really good for the skin, isn't it?
Exactly. So we've gone for things that are very natural and just as refreshing, but very nutritional as well. We have one that has Moringa. Moringa is
Weight
our
loss. I know these secrets.
Moringa is a surprise hit. Everybody loves the Moringa. And then the rose, it has some rose water, and the pink comes from beetroot.
Oh, interesting. Now, that's quite surprising that Moringa is your runaway success, because Moringa itself is actually quite bitter tasting.
Exactly. So we found a way to work it out. All our nut milks are sweetened with dates, which are also locally sourced. So we've gone for everything we could easily access and that we wouldn't have to import because of the exchange rate fluctuations, and that could work against us. So we've gone for things we could easily find in Nigeria, and we've worked on our recipe to bring out something nice.
I love that. Now, a little bit of a link between you and my first guest.
Okay.
Not only were you previously in the same field of banking,
yes,
but you also applied for the Tony Elumelu Forum Foundation grant last year, did you not?
Yes, I did.
And you're looking to apply this year?
I am.
Hey.
Okay, so I was very fresh in the game. My company has actually existed since the 31st of January. That was when I registered it. But I went for the Tony Elumelu Foundation I applied for it with my idea. I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do, but I wanted to get it out there and give it my best shot. I didn't get in, but I didn't stop going ahead.
That's amazing.
But I'm definitely going to apply again next year.
Well, you've got a little bit of a head start, I would say.
I would say.
You're meeting the woman in charge.
I was listening.
And you've got a few tips and tricks from that interview, so I'd advise you to apply them.
I will.
Now, we spoke about your previous career as an investment banker.
Yes.
How does one make the switch from the banking industry to becoming a foodiepreneur?
Okay, so I started my career as an investment banker trading federal government bonds for Zenith
Wow.
Bank. I have actually been a trader longer than I've been anything else, actually. So I started trading federal government bonds for Zenith. And in 2013, actually before 2013, I knew that I wanted to go into real estate.
Wow.
I think I may as well say it out there. My father is in real estate.
Right.
My father is Jide Taiwo. So, of course, I went to meet him.
Yes, we see his signs all across Lagos. Yes, right.
Yes. So I went to meet him that I wanted to go into real estate, but I didn't want to go to Jide Taiwo & Co. I wanted to start my own company. Jide Taiwo & Co. are professionals. They're good at the valuation, the estate management, the property management. But I wanted to go into property development.
Oh, amazing.
And he had advised me, because he's always like, if you want something, go for it. These are the 2 advices he gave me. He said, okay, so you want to go into property development, but I need you to start off with agency. You need to understand how buildings work. You need to understand what the problems are. You need to understand the relationship between tenants and landlords and property developers. And from there, you'll be able to understand what you're meant to build and things that pertain to real estate. So I started from there. The other advice he gave me was that I am not going to help you with this. You're going to fend for yourself. You're going to go through the process. It's going to be hard. He told me it was going to be hard, but I don't think those words fully captured how hard it was going to be. We've been doing this for a couple of years now, and I'll say we've just started to get our foot in.
So what happened to real estate? Because these are juices.
Yes. Now, I work in real estate, but this came about when I had just had my second child. So I was advised to cut down on my sugar, refined sugar. So I had to break down on the refined sugar and I had to find other things to eat. Then I also realized how I was with milk, and it didn't really work for me.
Well, let's actually focus on that for a little bit, because you're not alone in that.
Yeah.
I suffer from the same thing, and actually most black people do. Black adults cannot break down lactose. We cannot. So I think it's impressive that you realized that you had an issue that you might have thought was particular to just you. And instead of complaining about it or going to purchase products from another brand, you created your own.
It was actually very interesting. I was actually making these things at home on my kitchen table on a Sunday night, and my sister-in-law walks in. And then when she walks in, she's like, oh, what's this? So I'm explaining to her, and she just says, okay, I'm going to have some, and I'm going to take it to work. Then she calls me from work with 8 orders. So people want this. And that's when I thought, okay, this can actually work. This can actually work. So what I did was, I did some samples. I went to other brands who were very helpful to me. I went to Nellie's. Everybody knows
Yes, of course, we've had her on the show.
I also went to Newly Juice, and I told them that these are the things that I had, but I needed to test it. I needed to know if it would work or not, and they did, and I started getting orders about it. I went on Instagram, I spoke a lot about it, so we have the constant, loyal people who always come, who always order in bulk, and it has been growing. I'm very
That is amazing. How does one successfully turn a hobby into, or a passion even, into what has become your portfolio?
It's not easy at all. When you have an idea, it is very hard to sell your idea to someone. It's very hard to tell someone what you mean without actually sacrificing some things to actually bring it to life. And then people can see it and they'll watch it evolve into where you want it to go. This was something that I gave up a lot of things to do this. So I would put some money aside that I could use for other things. And I had to work on a lot of testings. My friends, who are probably watching, my friends were my first guinea pigs. So I brought a bunch of things, okay, taste it. So they told me, oh, this can work, this would work. And that's what we did until we brought out this. We're still growing, we're still going into long-term packaging that would still stick to the authenticity of our products. And we're still working on our products to make it nicer and bring out more variety.
Well, we can see some of the nut butters on screen now, and we do have some of them on the table. So talk to me about the concept behind creating not just the nut milks, but also the energy balls and these nut butters. I've only ever seen cashew nut butter in one other place. And when I first saw it, I mean, I couldn't believe how silly I was, because I was like, you can make butter from cashews? And then I thought about it, and I was like, wait, you've been eating peanut butter all your life. It only makes sense. It's logical that you can create cashew butter.
Yes, most people know the peanut butter. We actually make peanut butter as well. What we've done with our nut butters is we've gone for butters without any palm oil, without any thickeners. We've gone for the nuts themselves. So it's 100% nuts. We haven't tried to add any additives.
That is actually an amazing USP, because even chocolate spread contains huge amounts of palm oil.
Yes.
That is amazing.
And some of them contain thickeners as well. Even some nut milks that we drink as well contain thickeners as well. So we have gone away from the thickeners and gone for the pure, natural sources.
That's amazing. So how do these products stay fresh with no preservatives?
Okay, now what we do with the nut milks, they're cold pressed, so we do it per order.
Okay.
Now with the orders, you order in bulk and then it lasts for you a couple of days. People order what they want with the nut milks. And with the nut butters, they contain nothing but the nuts. So these are able to last months without any preservatives or anything. Now with the energy balls, we also do it per order. They contain very little moisture as well. So these will last about 2 weeks. But we are working on something to extend the shelf life and still
I was going to ask, how scalable is that as a concept? Because if you were to get 1 million orders in today, would you be able to make them all fresh?
Well, we'll be able to work on it, but we are working on many things, which is why we're going back to the Tenerife farm and other things.
Oh, little plug! I like the plug!
We're looking at scaling up the business. We have plans on doing that. We have already started our work on how to achieve it. Because what I've realized is you're the only one who's going to push yourself. You're the one who's going to push your dream. If the money does not come, does that mean your dream will not exist? Ooh, so I have continued to go for it. I know that at that point when I need the funding, it's going to work out.
Absolutely.
So I have just continued to do this.
So you mentioned previously that you own your own real estate company, so that's Heirs and Regents. How do you manage to juggle two successful business ventures at the same time that are completely different?
I think because they're so different is probably why I'm able to cope. I think with the real estate, I am out most of the time. I am talking to clients, I'm awake early. So that discipline of being awake early, doing things early, I am for that. Now with the food and beverage, because most of them are on order, I have a little quantity available for people to order immediately.
Right.
And then the rest I have 24 hours. So I am prepped. I am prepped before anybody calls me.
Girl.
So just before anybody calls, I am ready and I will take your order and definitely deliver to you the next day.
I love that. So I'm going to test this out.
You have to.
Next week, I'm going to place an order for 500 units.
We're ready.
So how can my viewers get in touch with you via social media, whether to place orders or to see what new and exotic flavors you might be coming out with next?
We're all over Instagram. Instagram has been our main social media presence. We're on Surealicious. That's where you can find us. We're also on Facebook on Surealicious with a hyphen on the E. That's where we are.
Fantastic stuff. Thank you so much for joining me,
Thank you for having me.
You and I are going to sit with Mrs. Owen very
soon.
After the break. And we're going to actually put some of her ideas and concepts to the test.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
It is time for a short break now on The Morning Show, but stay tuned, as when we return, it's time for Our Take. Don't go away.